Mihir Vora is now with us, Chief Investment Officer at Trust Mutual Fund. Mihir, good morning. Great to have you with us on the program. Thanks very much for your time. I just want to, I know you don't want to talk about individual names, and I won't ask you to comment, but I want to ask you sort of comment on you to comment on a situation. PG Electroplast, I'm sure, and of course, I mean, consequently, I mean, the PG as a episode. What would you kind of sort of make as a veteran investor? How would you read it? There is the angle of the fundraise, and we, by the way, speaking with the management in about 10 minutes' time. So that one, and second, of course, implications for the AC space, Mihir, if you want to weigh in. Stocks are weaker.
Sure, Prashant. See, the point is that there have been indications of an overall urban consumption slowdown. And you on your channel also have been highlighting, the white goods space, especially AC, fridge, etc., have not been doing well. So there were lead indications that this space is not doing well, and obviously companies which cater to this segment would be impacted. We are also there are some reports of some issues about the Chinese stopping or at least delaying permissions for engineers to come in and set up the compressor units, etc. So overall, the news flow has not been that positive, and I don't think it's too much of a surprise that this segment and suppliers in this segment have shown signs of margin pressures and slowdown.
But on this issue, I mean, outside of the business point, Mihir, hi, morning. Surbhi here. My bigger question is, and I invite everybody to go and check out Hormoz's article on this on our website, CNBC-TV18.com. He's written how mutual funds, because obviously the business was so good, the commentary was good, how mutual funds and retail investors have loaded up on PG Electroplast in the last many, many quarters at a time when the promoters have sold, and the promoters clearly haven't, disclosed this timely enough, perhaps, this whole business environment. So, Mihir, will this cast a shadow? Or do you think the market will move on and PG will go back to its winning ways? Because it's good business, then running into slightly tough weather, versus the fact that perhaps there was not adequate and timely disclosure. Your thoughts on how the market perceives such events, not only in PG, but in general?
Yes. So overall, I think the manufacturing space, especially the durables and electronics manufacturing space, including mobile phones, etc., it is a sector which has high potential, high growth potential, but which also needs a lot of capital investment. So you have seen a lot of companies in this space come up with fundraisers because they have large plans. Some of them have plans in adjacencies. Some of them have actually gone into semiconductors and the PCB manufacturing space also. So this is a very exciting sector from the growth potential point of view, but it is a sector which requires capital. So, issuances and QIPs and capital raise is not a surprise, because when the going is good, when the markets are in a bullish phase, investors are looking at growth stories, and this space does offer long-term growth potential. So I'm not too surprised about the fundraise part. As far as disclosures, etc. are concerned, probably the timing can be better in some of these cases.
All right. Hi, Mihir. Good morning. Good to see you in. But how are you feeling about the markets on the whole, Mihir? This Trump tariff tantrum, that's something that's definitely weighing on sentiment. But I think the bigger cue is what's going on the domestic front. And the first quarter was actually very, very weak. If you look at power demand, if you look at, aviation, traffic over there, if you look at movement of steel and cement via rail as well. Now, all these indicators actually, at least in the last 7 to 10 days, they're showing some signs of life. If I look at the FASTag data, in value terms, the growth is good. There'll be an element of price increases. If I look at the power demand, that actually has perked up a little bit. Steel and cement, the movement via rail, that as well has done quite well. Are you seeing signs that things are going to be recovering? Because I'll tell you what, the next 45 days are going to be very, very crucial from a market perspective. We'll have pre-Diwali buying as well. Do you think you're seeing signs of a recovery domestically?
I think right now it's more of a hope case, in the sense that by default, we do consider this period as a slow period. So slowness in some of the segments that you mentioned is not a surprise in this particular time of the year. But always the hope is that once the monsoons are past us and the harvest comes through, domestic consumption and demand will come through. That's always the case that we work with. And given the fact that monsoons have been good, liquidity has been provided by the government and the RBI, there is a reason to believe that the the natural cyclical recovery in consumption should happen in the busy season, in the festive season, so to say. So I don't think that's an irrational assumption to make. We are also going with that assumption. Having said that, the bigger elephant in the room is how the trade talks are going to pan out, because India is clearly at a disadvantage as far as the tariffs are concerned versus a lot of its potential labor-intensive manufacturing competitors like Vietnam, Cambodia, Thailand, and China, of course. So this 50% tariff is definitely not sustainable, and we hope that before the deadline of August is concerned, we should be able to come through some sort of an agreement, because clearly 50% is not tenable. It would destroy a lot of exports to the US. So, and that, of course, can lead to job losses, and that can impact consumption more than the cyclical recovery.
All right, Amir, thanks very much for that. Good getting those details from you. Really appreciate your time here on CNBC TV18.